Hi, lovelies. I know it's been about a minute. I haven't been on here. Um, so I have been healing, healing my psoas muscle, healing um my deep scar tissue, adhesions from surgeries that hold memories and taking and spinning that out and getting rid of it and moving through the four pathways on how you move out of it. And which has been exciting and excruciating at the same time. Pain is definitely not my pleasure. I was so fail at Hellraiser, I would totally bore those people to death. I'd be like, nope, I'm sorry, just not into this. Nope, nope, nope. So I have some important info to deliver. And, there's just been so much energy coming in, processing, and really being. Yesterday, I still was kind of yelping a little bit of moving around because it hurt to sit or hurt to turn, but it wasn't as much like it was a few days ago where I was just like, oh my God, what's happening to me? So it's just being in that place and resting, allowing my body to process. But dear ones, let me tell you, are you ready? As I was floating through YouTube, I have certain people I like to watch on their platforms, and other people I kind of question, like, what are you doing? Hmm? I kind of go like that. And then I just go on about my business. But Dre, shout out to you, Dre. I like you. You be bringing it. You have a. I like how you present yourself. I like how you say it like it is, even though you're talking it in code. But I really really like how you say it, and when you put your material together, I really like how you present it and how you keep building on the material. Those of you that know what I'm talking about, you know who Dre is. So he really does a good job of collecting material and presenting it so that everybody can get an understanding of what to look for. But this one was a little different. He just did this one the other day, and he did it yesterday. This one was a little different. This one had a an activation with it. This one had more of a it had a it was so activating for me as I was getting the info. I just said, okay, this is something else and I have to process. And hold on a second. This is just becoming, it's funny when I start to think about it and start to talk about it, I start to get really hot. So I'm trying to get cool so I can talk about it because it gets really hot. So let me fan for a second because this information that came through, there's something I was witnessing. And I thought it was interesting how information is being people are coming across information, okay, of the past, and they're digging it up and they're putting it together and they're presenting it to us. And these individuals who do this are very unique beings that do this. You want to know why? You want to know why? Hold on a second. I'm still getting really, really hot. Because, like I said, every time I get ready to talk about it, I get really super warm. Okay. Can't find that one piece to it. But here's the deal. So I want you to think about this. If you were a time jumper and you knew that a timeline was coming, that was a major timeline throughout the galaxy. My name is Priestess Makala. Thank you so much for joining me here on Be So Light. Yes, I'm also Priestess, Galactic Spiral Light. I'm still walking into that. Obviously, my other me does it very well. So now it's time for both to go like this. So, but what if I was to tell you that every time when you watch some collected information that someone gathered up through TikTok, through other old archives, because information just doesn't just like disappear. It goes through an archive. It gets stored up. Anything that goes through the internet, cell phones, whatever, goes to an archive. Okay, it's stored up in that way. So the individuals, and I want you to pay attention to this. The next time when you're watching how certain people put info, there's only a certain group of people that put certain things together. And then there's the ones that kind of follow in behind the ones that have the higher info. Okay, follow me. I'm telling you what this info is, and I'm coding it as I speak about it. But if you can follow the code, you'll understand what I'm saying. Okay, so I want you to just pretend that you just came from a big conference many moons back, many timelines back. Okay, and in that conference, there's a chief who is the governing one who holds the hierarchy activated key. Okay. And that chief is the sole ambassador of what is about to take place, has already been activated. Okay. Now, follow what I'm saying. You know, so in this meeting, everybody has their assignment of how they're going to show up on the timeline, how they're going to impact it on that timeline. But nobody knows who's who. Kind of like, what's that game, Dungeons and Cloaks and Daggers? Cloaks and Daggers. Okay, nobody knows who's who. Okay, because your memory gets wiped. But each time mother accelerates in a vibration or a frequency, that's a code that imprints on one of the cloaked ones that activates them. to start doing their work, their path, whatever they were involved in before. Oh no, now they can't do it anymore because they just got activated for their real soul purpose, their soul mission. All right? Follow me. So, why we, just ordinary ones, feeling drawn to watching certain beings present certain information, and why it's kind of waking us up for a reason, because they've already had these contract timeline assignments to do this. And being that those of us who are the priestesses, the keepers of times, and elemental priestesses, we know who they are when we see them. What do, what do? Hello. And they are called the truth time key keepers. Yeah, try to say that 20 times fast. They are called the truth time key keepers, which means their sole purpose is to unravel an illusion or a falsehood and bring about truth. They carry the key, and their keys have been activated to go and unlock the door to what can no longer be locked anymore. Follow? So each time we have an eruption of a volcano, we have some kind of hurricane, we have some kind of bizarre weather anomaly that's happening, that's a key that has been turned. And after that event happens, something comes up, something happens. The key keepers, they time jump. They know how to move in and out of timelines. And they're good at it. And let me tell you, they're so good at it. I'm proud of them because I know who some of them are and what fleet and what meeting we were in, why they're doing what they're doing right now. Oh, yeah. It was a huge amount of information that was triggered in me. And I was like, So I'll float through, and it's kind of interesting because I feel like I'm checking in to see who's doing their assignment. But you would never think anything of me. I'm just an ordinary being. Maybe. Is that the role I'm playing here right now? Not. I told you. And I said it very lighthearted, but I actually really meant it when I said it. Remember during the summertime, I had made a comment and I said, if I was queen, all this stuff would be over and my people would be fine. There would be no homelessness. There would be none of this, gotta have a war. There would be none of that. That should be gone. There would be peace. There would be love. There would be um, well being. All animals would definitely be back to their original um, talking, communicating very clearly, more than what they're doing right now. They're going through so much of their upgrades. You might find your cats and dogs just kind of like zoning out because they are going through it. But let me get back to this. So I'm watching things that Drake presented. And towards the very end, Dre, I gotta hand it to you. You know how to get that last little ding, ring that bell. um, the chief comes on, and if y'all don't know what chief I'm talking about, you should know who I'm talking about. Okay, he has the rods of truth. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And I definitely would love to talk to him, but I feel like I have to do it galactic wise because he'll get the info a lot faster than trying to put things together where I can talk to him and but I'm talking to him a little later on today. So these keys, I'm not talking about portals. I'm not talking about country keys, different key country. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the individual time, truth, key holders have their designated places and know exactly where they store their information to retrieve it so they can present it. Because each time when the information is presented, it raises a frequency awareness and helps to unlock the next door. This is why it's so important for all of us to pay attention to certain movies that are coming out, to don't be supporting it. Like the Civil War one, don't go to support that movie because that's going to be happening on our land. And Psychic Sylvia Brown, I went back and I was trying to dig up some info on Psychic Sylvia Brown and couldn't find that one little clip, but I know for a fact what she said. She said there was going to be civil war on our own land with our own. Okay, but she said there is going to be, and it was kind of interesting when they showed it. They showed her talking about it and they showed the flag, and she said, the flag with the red dot is the one that I'm more concerned about. That's the one. And then, boom, after she did that, I think it was a month later, maybe after the show went off, because she had been on the show for 17 years with Montel Williams. The next thing, she gets ill, and then, boom. I think she was gone maybe 2, 3 months after Montel show. She got ill and she was gone. So these individuals are not from this planet. They are from deep galactic star bases and they come here to help. And then these legion of warriors, I have to call them that, are awesome, awesome warriors. And they do not put up with anything ridiculous. They don't tolerate it. They blend in very well. They look very ordinary. They don't look like anybody would ever think of them as a key keeper. Good job. Good job. Like I said, if I was queen, this stuff would have been over with. Period. There would be none of this happening. But it's a good thing to see this alignment, how it's happening. And all you have to do is just watch. And I watch certain ones and I watch how they talk and I watch how they don't talk about certain things. That's a dead giveaway right there. Because then I'm like, what's your purpose? What are you doing? So, this energy is really revving up and it's a good one. But unfortunately, some of us are really going to feel it in our bodies because we have to get acclimated to that frequency. And we have to, whatever is stuck in the body that doesn't need to be there has to move out. So just know if you have been down with body stuff, if you've been down with stuff going on in your body, and you just don't feel like you're up to par, there's a reason why. Just rest, take the time. If you've been crying a lot, the crying is coming up from deep emotional things that are inside that need to be released, but also the crying is you knowing that you're detaching from the illusional world. And every time when the key keepers activate their key and they unlock the door, they unlock a memory that activates us. And then the sun brings in the light to seal it and make it right. So this is straight from my heart to you key keepers. Keep going because we have a mission that we're here to do. And like anything, nobody knows who's doing what because this is all about illusion, correct? And once you understand what the energy is about and how you can move out the plane, you can move out the plane now. You can move about comfortably and get your work done. We're doing pretty good on our timeline. We still have some other activated key keepers out there that are in their locations where they're really going to be presenting things and bringing it forward. And those of us that are in the right place at the right time to catch that info will catch that info and will know. So now's the time, priestesses, those of us that are carrying the tones of light, the vibrations of the light, the codes of the lights from all the different realms that have been anchored here to help in this timeline, it is time for you to take your rightful places if you haven't already, or if you're still playing around trying to figure out what you're doing. So it's time for you to take your place. I'm in my spot. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But I do a lot of my work in the ethers, having a lot of meetings. And then when I come back down here, it's like it's validated. No wonder why my body is like, ah! So this is very important, especially right now. When we go into our solstice dial, I'm going to say it. Whatever else has been locked and sealed will be no more. it will be unlocked and unbind. And that is the part that's going to send everything. It's kind of like, what is that thing called when you open up a box and everything comes out? It's kind of like, it's not Jack in the Box. That I hated that game when you wind it up and the thing pops out. Ah! Couldn't stand that. It's kind of like Pandora's box. Thank you, Pandora's box. Yeah, I just could not believe the amount of information that I got today. That just like triggered, and it didn't really get heavily triggered until I got in the shower. And then I saw the timelines, I saw the people, I saw their faces, I saw the meeting, I saw the commanders, I saw the chiefs, all the designated chiefs, I saw them all. And I was like, holy freaking fuck. There's nothing they can do. They can't stop it. Nope. Oh, let me see. Nope. It's coming to a place near you. So everyone, whatever you've been feeling, whatever you've been sensing, just especially if you've been crying, allow it to come through and allow it to be released. Okay. Don't try to hold it all in because that's just going to get stuck. Let it out. Let yourself release the tears. Let yourself, don't get in your head and try to talk. And in a lot of the priestess, we're going to be going through crying. We're going to be releasing of the tears. Because in releasing the tears, we're releasing the tide energy of what our others, mothers and grandmothers and beloved sisters had gone through before us. And then when they were in the process of the reset energy, they didn't get a chance to do it because there was once again an interference. But this time, this is different. Because nobody knows who's really cloaked and daggered. And that was the best plan that all of us could have came up with before we came down here to do this. So it kind of makes it a little bit different when you know and a lot of you are saying, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is what we're doing right now in this moment, being present, doing our work, trying to get our work out there, trying to do our work, whatever that is, we're all trying to figure out if it's worth it. If you are above ground and you're not pushing up daisies, it's worth it. Because the ones in ground could only go as far as they could. We have to finish the rest. And that finishing starts off with what we're here to do, how we're showing up. We only lose the battle if we give up. So yesterday, this has just been, I keep saying to myself, gosh, I don't want to end up in trying to figure out if I need to go, what's happening with my body, why am I always in so much pain now? And as my body was just processing yesterday, there was things that were coming up. And every single time I thought of a thought, something would happen that would make me say, no, gotta keep going. Okay? Because sometimes when you're hurting, you just say, fuck, I just get done with this. I hurt so much, I can't stand it. So a gift was sent to me, and I'm sharing this with all of you because a lot of you don't realize the roles that you're playing right now, and that sometimes you don't have to personally know the person, have ever met the person, but they know of you and something you did. This is how important this is for everyone to take their place and to do their part. Your light is needed. You cannot shine bright when you're in depression, when you're in anxiety, when you're in all of the energy that we've been surfacing in and out of. We're kind of like bouncing in and out of this energy, trying to go, we're in and out of it. But here's the antidote. The antidote is not to stay in it long, to recognize it, come out of it, come back up, get some good breath, grab your light, hold on tight. Like I said, I'm talking code. Okay. So this individual sent me a beautiful, what does it call it? Kaleidoscope design. And I really love this. This is so pretty. Love it, love it, love it. A kaleidoscope. And I'm like, I don't even know who this person is, but here's the info. And this individual knows one of my priestess as well as a spiral light practitioner who's in training to be a spiral light practitioner and does a very good job. Okay. And she had mentioned that she had did some work with her and knew that where this work came from, that she was learning this modality. And she personally wanted to thank me for this modality, that I showed up as the light worker in this timeline to do this work. And I was just blown away because there was a lot of things going on in my mind yesterday. I was like, damn, I'm going to be 58 next month. And I'm like, shit, is it worth it? I'm tired. Should I keep going on? People don't understand, still don't understand what I do. Is it still worth it? That's exactly what I was thinking. I wasn't saying it out loud, I was thinking it. So then this shows up in the mail because we thought it got lost. But I said, well, it'll be here. Just surrender, let go. It'll be here. Then it showed up. Sometimes when you just let go, it can flow. So I really thank this young lady, and she has a page called Heather Owens Design. Heather Owens Designs. And I highly suggest that you go and take a look at it and take a look at her site on Etsy so you can take a gander at what she's presenting. And when you do get it, it has this feeling. These are crystals that she makes into these beautiful kaleidoscopes. And I was just really blessed and honored to never met her, but because of my work, she got a healing from it. And I want to thank the practitioner who showed up in my life, supporting me during Sundance. Had no clue that we still would be moving through life together in this way. And then now she's studying under me. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there. Why am I telling you this? Because I was in my head, and I'm getting off the bed and I'm like, making all my pain sounds and doing my clearing again. I said, that's some deep scar tissue in there that needs to release that trauma, whatever it is, it's got to come out. Then the young one decides she wants to give me something. And I'm like, what? Because I wasn't expecting anything. And she had gotten a gift and she fell in love with bead making. And it was interesting. She had a little bit of a falling out with her friend, and she says, I don't think we're friends anymore. And I told her, I said, look, this is not the time to be falling out with your friends over something so trivial. I said, Deb and I had a first time in over, I don't know, 15 something years that we known each other. Long ass time. Um, had a falling out that lasted for 3 days. But I am so ever grateful that we knew what the energy was and recognized it and really got on the horn and apologized to each other for that energy and just cleared the slate because now she's not here anymore. Okay. I would have just been devastated if I could not have cleared that, if I would have stayed stuck in myself and would have just carried that. You know how many people still carry animosity, resentment, um, some argument that happened eons ago and you're still pissed off about it, blaming, shaming, guilty, all of that stuff. Everybody's holding that. And you can't go forward until you let go of it. Can't go forward until you forgive it. Can't go forward until you release it. Okay, that's the name of the game now. Things have to be cleaned up so everyone can move forward. Some big levels. We're all here to learn from each other. But there's some things that need to really be healed. So I'm not thinking nothing. She gets the package, she opens it up. Oh, I'm gonna make bracelet, da 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 da. And she ends up making a bracelet for her friend. She's gonna give it to her and say, look, I'm sorry. We had a misunderstanding. Friendship bracelet. But then she turns around. Now keep in mind, I'm in my head and I'm thinking, oh God. And all I'm thinking about, 58 years old, I gotta keep going. This planet, this work is just, I'm just like, So she comes in, she goes, I have something for you. And I go, and I'm scared. I'm like, what? You gonna attack me or something? She's no, now. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's good. she goes, I know how much you like mermaids. So there was mermaid beads in there. Wait, there's more to this. This is why you have to pay attention right now. There's mermaids in there. And I said, oh my gosh, thank you. And then I see this. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, what made you put that on there? Never, never give up. I go, what made you put that on there? She says, I don't know. I just had this funny feeling like I needed to put that on there. Like something made me put that on there. Okay, so first of all, this is Deb's favorite color. She loves this color. And this is something that Deb would always say. So now I'm sharing it with you. Don't give up. Never, never give up. There comes times when you have to sit and be and just wait for divine alignment. Might not be the way you're trying to make it happen, or you're trying to show up in. But there's divine alignment for each and every one of us. You just have to be right there, ready to reach into your pocket and know that you have the key to unlock the door. Because when you have the key, you become the key that unlocks the door. But you won't know that you are that until you sit and be quiet and receive the info that you need to receive to become the key to unlock the door. Because when you become the key, you are the medicine, you are the light that makes everything right. When you become the key, you won't know that you're the key if you do not be still and quiet and receive. You won't know that you're the key. There'll be little reminders that you're the key. That you're the key. You're the key. You're the key. And when you come into your full recognition of that and understand how important for you to be the key and to be your light and stand in divine right, that's when the activations come online. Because you have to be willing to accept all that comes with it. Because when you get the key, you won't ever let that key go. And then you're going to open up the door and step through it. And there'll be another door, and you'll step through that one. But the main thing is what was locked becomes unlocked and never to be locked again. That's being the key. And a lot of people do not realize they have the key, but they're not using it. They don't realize that they are the key on all the different timelines, the realms, the dimensions. Do you really think that everything is just right here on this dimension? This is it? No. Because there's you so many places that has to get the information to activate your key so that you can do what you need to do. There's a lot of cleanup that's happening right now through all the mother, father bloodlines. Whatever didn't go right, somebody was violated, somebody wasn't taken care of right, somebody was upset, somebody lied, somebody did this, da 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 da. That stuff's getting cleaned up. Because it's time for the healing. And this is the part where I laid in bed quietly and I said, please bring me a sign. Bring me a sign. I got my answer. It's a lot bigger than what you think, everyone. This is galactic. What's happening on Earth is cosmic galactic. And the time holders with the keys are activating right and left. And like I said, every time when there's a volcano eruption, when there's hurricane, earthquakes, a key walker has been activating, unlocking, and releasing. Because if you look at all that energy, what does all that energy have in common? Releasing. A volcano has to release. An earthquake releases. And the water, when it's spinning, it releases out of its spin. So everyone needs to take their place. And if you are a woman, your role is vital because we are all being put on notice right now of the amount of energy we have to carry to birth the new world. Not a world of enslavement to a paradigm that has enslaved us all, to debt and illnesses and lies. That's right. We're getting rid of that. Those of you that don't want to participate, go ahead, help yourself, stay here. But those of us that want more, not just for ourselves, but for the future of our children, it's time to weave the web. And this web is golden. So, I'm going to pull the card for your info of the day. I was supposed to come on and deliver that info. And